Natalie Grieshammer-Patrick, Summit Art Space's Director of Artist Resources, and I'm excited to welcome you to the awards announcement for the 21st Annual Kaleidoscope Exhibition. Presented by the Alliance for the Visual Arts, Kaleidoscope is an annual holiday show that highlights local artists who are members of Akron Society of Artists, Artists of Rubber City, Cuyahoga Valley Art Center, and Women's Art League. This year's Kaleidoscope exhibition, juried by Anderson Turner, is currently on view through December 16th in Betty and Howard Taylor Main Gallery and virtually at summitartspace.org. Did you know most of the artwork in the exhibition is for sale? Support local artists and add a unique artwork to your collection by purchasing artwork from Summit Art Space. You can find artwork prices online at the virtual exhibition and in person with our exhibition booklet. Contact me by email at natalie@summitartspace.org if interested in an artwork purchase. Now we will hear from Deanna Klukas, Exhibition Chair of the Alliance for the Visual Arts.
Thank you, Natalie. It's been a privilege to work with you during the planning of this show, along with the entire staff of Summit Art Space. As one of the original founders of the Alliance for the Visual Arts in 2001, Betty Taylor's dream was to have a holiday art show every year. We've even named this gallery after her and her husband, Howard. Since 2003, hundreds of regional visual artists representing AVA have considered their entries in the most competitive art exhibit to end the year at Summit Art Space. Although many have competed, not all entries are juried into the show where the quality of work is at its height. As the AVA chair for the Kaleidoscope exhibition since 2016, it's my job, along with my committee members, Arthur Croyle, Gail Tabor, Karen Warner, and our treasurer, Laurel Winters, to make sure all eligible members of the four organizations are informed of this prestigious holiday show in a timely manner in which to create their pieces in this show. Of those 615 members, 62 artists entered 117 artworks. Our juror chose 32 works from 29 of those artists, which grace the walls of this beautiful gallery. Next year, we're hoping to have even more entries. So artists, get started for next September's deadline. People's Choice ballots are offered to in-person visitors so you can choose your own winner. Last year's winner, Janet Barron's Summer of Life, graces all of this year's advertising. In addition, she won the coveted handmade kaleidoscope by Akron glass artist Bob Pizarski. Who will win this year? We'll find out at the end of the day on December 16th. This year's kaleidoscope is made by artists Nancy Kucheski and Jean Schilling of N&J Enterprises, represented by Don Drum Studios here in Akron. Awards of first, second, and third, and 4 honorable mentions have been chosen by our juror, Anderson Turner. He received a BFA in sculpture from the University of Arizona and went on to earn an MFA in ceramic art from Kent State University here in Ohio. He has served as technical editor for the American Ceramic Society and the publications director for the National Council on Education for the Ceramic Arts. He has edited and compiled numerous books, as well as scholarly journals about ceramic art. He currently serves as the director of the School of Art Collection and Galleries for the Kent State University, and he was the art critic for the Akron Beacon Journal from 2014 until January 2023. He maintains a studio at his home in Akron. And now for those awards. I welcome our juror, Anderson Turner.
Hi, I'm Anderson Turner, and I'm the Director of Exhibitions and Collections for the School of Art at Kent State University. I was super excited to be asked to judge this year's Kaleidoscope exhibit, and I want to thank the Summit Art Space for thinking of me. Judging any exhibit is always a fun, challenging, and thoughtful exercise. When making choices for a show like this, I rely a lot on the skill on display and the work I'm looking at, my personal preferences, and my overall sense of the rhythm or beat of the exhibit that my choices will help to create. It's not easy to do, and when I see the final show hung in the gallery, I always find joyful and unexpected surprises. perhaps most importantly, this exhibit is open to several groups that help to make Akron a more interesting and vibrant place to live. As a resident of Akron myself, I value that in the extreme. I feel honored to be trusted to look at this work by artists in my community. It's a brave thing to go through the process of applying for a juried exhibition. It's an experience that is unique for all of us who call ourselves visual artists. So when picking the winners for this exhibit, I was like picking the show itself, I was most attracted to the works that told the strongest narrative or had the most to say. Something that you would just glance at and you would have a story told to you maybe instantaneously or more, maybe even more the more you looked. So with this third place winner, Busload of Characters by Sharon Frank Magi, I was really attracted to the detail of the colored pencil marks and the story being told. There's a lot happening in this little piece, and it's very worthy of a third place prize. So this is our second prize winner, Toaster by Carol Packway. Like so many of the works in the show, I was attracted to the narrative happening in this piece, as well as its fact that it's a sculpture, three-dimensional work. When you look at the piece, you can wonder why someone would make a toaster that is, while not hyper-realistic, still very realistic, and references directly, you know what you're looking at. It also reminds me of things that are so prominent in the history of contemporary ceramics, like the California funk movement, and artists like Robert Arneson, who were so prominent, especially in the 70s, 80s, and 90s in the United States. This is our first place winner, Bands Off by Judy Takis. Like all the work in the show, I was attracted to the narrative happening in the piece. There's a lot going on, obviously, and the message being shared. But most importantly, it's also excellently painted. And also most importantly, it's extremely brave to make a work like this. There's a vulnerability as an artist in terms of showing your work and sharing your thoughts. And art can be a lot of things, and I feel like this show it helps to emphasize that type of opportunity for artists to experiment with and reach out to their community with. And a piece like this is extremely brave and shows off all the things that I think make art such a powerful way to communicate with each other in our community and throughout the world.
Thank you for joining our awards celebration, and thank you to our sponsors who help make exhibitions and artist programs like this possible at Summit Art Space. They include PEGS Foundation and the Lehner Family Foundation, Summit County, Ohio Arts Council, GAR Foundation, and Akron Community Foundation. I'd also like to thank the many contributing members of Summit Art Space who support our mission to connect local artists to the resources they need to thrive. We encourage you to learn more about our membership program, exhibitions, and events, and our resident artists at summitartspace.org.